I have finally got my hands on the brand new Mizuno blades. What? What do you mean these aren't these are the blades? These are the Mizuno MP20. These are the Mizuno MP20 HMBs. These aren't the blades. Let's do it. And let's do it now. I really thought these were they look so much like the blades, don't they? Anyway, hi everyone, my name's James Robinson and welcome to my channel. On this channel I bring you guys golf related content every single day, hopefully to help you raise your game, lower your handicap, but mainly just to get you enjoying golf loads more. In today's video, it's official, I have the brand new Mizuno MP20 HMB irons. Now, the first thing I have to say about these is how good do these look to say they are not blades. So guys, just before we get into the meat of this video, I want you to hit those comments below. Today I've been lucky enough to test all of the brand new Mizuno MP20 range. Which one are you looking forward to trying the most? The MP20 MB, the MP20 MCC, or the MP20 HMB? Now let's get back to this video. So guys, as I've just said, today we are reviewing and testing the Mizuno MP20 HMB irons. Now, I have already tested the MP20 MB irons and the MP20 MCC irons, so if you do want to see that video, then I will post it somewhere in this video. I'm not sure exactly where it appears, but it will be somewhere in this video. Tell you what, these things feel really soft as well. So HMB stands for Hot Metal Blade. This is the bigger club in the MB20 range. And I'm going to keep saying this, but I can't believe how similar it looks to the MB, just a kind of bigger, jacked up version. These have a hollow body construction that also feature a forged chromoly face and are described as a performance hybrid in a tour refined shape. I can agree with that. Today we have the pitching wedge 8-iron, 6-iron and 4-iron, and we're going to test them, see how they look, see how they feel, and see how they perform. Necky. Very, very necky, but we've got a little bit of forgiveness. That ball's still gone 130 yards, which for a pitching wedge isn't too bad. Let's face it, 135 yards is my actual normal pitching wedge distance on a good strike. Now, looking down at these irons, it is obvious to see that they are a slightly bigger version. The top line is just that little bit thicker, the blade length's just that little bit longer, and it just looks like it's more designed for a little bit of forgiveness. So we're now hitting the 8-iron and this thing feels like an absolute machine. And that's not just because the lofts have been cranked down. Now, yes, we do have a hollow body construction. Yes, we do have a forged chromoly face. These clubs are inspired by long iron replacements on both the PGA and European Tour. But one thing they've not done here is jack up the lofts. This 8-iron is 36 degrees in loft, whereas the full MB bladed version is a mere 38 degrees in loft. So that's just a 2-degree difference, whereas some 8-irons you see now, we're down into the 20s almost. Really impressed with the feel of these clubs as well, really soft. Although they do say Mizuno on them, so I guess they're always going to feel soft, aren't they? Now, just like in the rest of the MP20 range, these irons are made from a grain flow forged 1025E carbon, plated with that soft copper that we have all seen floating around on Instagram and Twitter, with the nickel chrome finish, which again just looks beautiful. Tell you one, but we're still out there. Moving up through the clubs now, we're now going to hit the 6-iron, and if I put it down next to the MP20 MB 6-iron, you can really see that difference in blade length, difference in top line, and even difference in sole thickness. So down at the ball, yes, they do look bigger, they do look a little bit more clunky, a little bit maybe clumsy as it were, but that depends entirely on what you like to look down at. I like to look down at a traditional blade, I like to look down at that MB blade iron. But then how good does that look in the bag compared to some other kind of game improver irons that are easier to hit? It looks awesome. good did that sound as well. I mean, that's gone a long way right, but the acoustics on that. The MP20 HMB almost reminds me of a kind of tailor-made P790 ilk. It's really amazing how manufacturers are now starting to make these kind of forgiving distance irons just look so good and way more appealing to most golfers. That's the money one, right there. I was going to stop, but I'm really enjoying hitting these actually. So now as we move right up to the top end of the set, the 4-iron, this thing does look quite big. It does look like it's got an exceptionally long blade length. It almost looks like the old Mizuno Fly High driving irons, if you remember those. Really big, really forgiving, but really useful off the tee. One of the things that Mizuno have tried extra hard at with this brand new MP20 range is the ability to incorporate different iron sets within the MP20 range in your set of golf clubs. So say if I went for a fitting, which may be happening, may not be happening, and I went for the MB set, but then I couldn't really hit the 6-iron in the MB, so I could go MCC. And then as I got to 5-iron, I was still happy with the MCC, but then I moved up to the 4-iron and I couldn't hit the MCC, couldn't get on with it, just wasn't forgiving enough. Oh look, HMB. And that full set of irons would look nice and consistent in the bag, it'd look nice and consistent down at address. You start to see a little bit of a staggering top line, a little bit of a staggered blade length, but nothing that's really going to put you off. Toey, real toey. That's done so well for that strike. So well. Dread to think what that one would have been like with the MB. Eesh. Oh yes, please. I can definitely see Mizuno selling a lot of these HMBs in the 5-iron, the 4-iron, just in the long irons in general. They look fantastic, they feel fantastic, they go pretty well no matter where you hit them, but how well do they go? I guess we better have a look, hadn't we? As always, let's start with a little bit of dispersion. So there's the 4-iron. You can see the big towering money shot that I hit there. That was the best swing of the day. Apart from that, a couple missed right, a couple missed left. Not horrendous with a 4-iron. 6-iron, didn't really get on with actually. I've hit loads of shots there because I was really enjoying the feel, but a couple that peeled off right, a couple that peeled off left. Not swinging that well today, so the HMBs are probably going to help me if I was out on the golf course. 8-iron couldn't seem to hit offline. Really funny one that, isn't it? Loved the feel of it, loved the look of it looking down. Didn't look too big at all actually, which I think a few people might comment saying they do. Pitching wedge again, didn't hit that many with that, but real nice, nice and high, just exactly what I would be wanting. What about the numbers? So we've hit loads of shots here. You can see there 4-iron 212, 6-iron 193, 8-iron massive at 169, and pitching wedge up there at 137. So all fairly big numbers. I think the 8-iron's bigger than average. I would like to see that kind of down a little bit and leave myself a bigger gap for the 7-iron, but pitching wedge kind of there or thereabouts where I would want it. Spinning, 4-iron spinning at 3.6, 4-iron, 6-iron spinning at 4.4, 8-iron down quite low at 5.6, and pitching wedge at 7.1. So performance there with the Mizuno MP20 HMB irons. Gotta say, very, very impressed. And I think that's a lot down to Mizuno using still fairly traditional lofts with these clubs. They've not cranked the 7-iron down there at 27 degrees, 28 degrees, because it doesn't need to be. It still performs very, very well. Or the 8-iron, should I say, which I've used at 36 degrees. Let me check that. The 8-iron which I used was 36 degrees in loft. The 6-iron was 28 degrees in loft. 4-iron, 22 degrees in loft. And you can't even get a 2-iron in these clubs at 16 degrees of loft. So as a roundup, what do we think to these golf clubs? I really, really like them. I think especially in the long irons, you will definitely see a lot of players put these in the bag. Potentially I might even put a couple of them in my bag, because what they don't do is they don't look too big. They don't look clumsy in the 4-iron, in the 5-iron. The 6-iron starts to look a little bit big. That's where I would personally prefer something that looks a little bit smaller. But if you're in the market for something that looks absolutely stunning, beautiful, you could even maybe potentially mistake it for a set of blades if you didn't know exactly what you were looking at, but then still offer you that performance on miss hits, on off-centre shots, and generally on bad golf swings, I think you've got to take a look at these. They feel fantastic. Again, they look amazing. I've said that already. Guys, I really hope you've enjoyed that video on the MIZUNO MP20 HMB irons. I really enjoyed hitting them, and I'm very much looking forward to maybe testing these a little bit more alongside the MP20 MB. Guys, thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below. Hit the comments as well. Which MIZUNO MP20 would you look forward to trying the most? As always, leave a like if you enjoyed that content, because that means the world to me, that I know that you know. I forget where I'll go with that, but that I know that you know, that I know that you know that you're enjoying that content. So again, that is really important to me. And I guess as always, we'll see you tomorrow.